Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. On this video, we're going to talk about our very first video that we talked about in the intro, what it was going to be. And this is the first video that we've got in mind, is a stealth camp. So what we're going to talk about tonight is all of this equipment here that we have, that we've collected over the years, that is our so-called camping equipment. We don't have it all here. We don't have our tents. We don't have the air mattress and none of that. But we do have some things that we're going to be using to pull off this stealth camp. But then there's a problem. You might ask, what's that problem? The problem is where we're going to do the video at and what can we do as our disguise.
Well, you can't carry all this stuff where we're going.
So, and I got to thinking about this, and we talked about this. Where we're going is the perfect disguise for what we're doing. I mean, to me, stealth is when you are doing it right under somebody's nose, basically. So we're going to be doing our stealth camp. I'm going to share with you in a little bit where we're going. But let's talk about some of the items we got. All right, so we've got rain gear. We've got jackets. And this normally is our 50-liter backpack that we put all everything in to carry it. We pack it all in this pack and then we hike. But we have rain jackets. We have our vests for extra layers. And we have hammocks. We have the emu hammocks, or the Magellans. These are Magellans, are made after the emu. Like this one, or that one has the emu straps, because the Magellan stretched just a little bit too big. But we've had these quite a while. But these do not have mosquito nets.
No, you've got to have that this time of year, especially where we're at.
Well, we're going to definitely have that. So we've got this hammock with mosquito net in it, which I love this hammock, and we'll talk about this in the actual video. But I'm grabbed the wrong one. This is the fly. This is the hammock right here. So we have the hammock, we got the fly, and it has the mosquito net, and also has the tent stakes that go in it that hold the mosquito net up out of the way. Very lightweight, but you can see two big old, basically totes.
It's twice the size. One of them is twice the size of the regular emu.
Yeah, so that's going to create a problem. We got to figure out how we're going to overcome that. The next option is you have a sleeping bag.
Just check out this monster. It's 30 degrees, way too cold for what we're going for. It'll be in the mid to high 90s when we try to get it to
humidity,
30,
especially too. So we have that version, and we also have a lightweight version, Ozark Trail, and this is basically like a fleece sleeping bag, fleece roll blanket.
And I have this one. It's actually a hammock style, which is what I'll be carrying instead of this big massive one. But it's a hammock sleeping bag and the hammock air mattress. So we actually do have an air mattress, but it's specifically for hammocks. So I'm a wimp. I'm going to try it.
Now, then you have, like you said a while ago, we got to have mosquito net, because where we're going to be full of mosquitoes. So we got our thermocell, and we have all our replacements. So we got cartridges. So for our thermocell, we'll be ready for that. I've got the inflatable pillow for the hammock, and my hammock even came with
bra strap.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
No, the sleeping mask.
I want you to get it close to the camera a little bit, and it does not.
It does not look like a sleeping mask at first, but that's what they say it is.
Fault.
So we have the blanket here, and then we've got utensils.
Yeah.
So
here's mine.
Yeah. So you've got utensils, and these are just Walmart $1.49, $1.50. Walmart bowl, 50 cents.
50 cents.
And then this one we've got is the long spoon made for the meals.
Want me to get those out?
Yeah. So here's a certain kind of meal, a certain type of meal, dehydrated. So the long spoon helps to get into those pouches. So you have that option to where this we got to take out, and it still will work, but these are designed specifically for your meals. Academy, $5.
Yep, and they've got it's
silicone on
silicone mouth parts. I'm not going to touch it because this is not my spoon. So
Yeah.
mouth parts.
Then we have hatchets. If you plan on using fire or making fire or burn it, we're not going to do that where we're at. So these are going to be obsolete on this trip.
Way too risky.
When nature calls, you got to have the dude wipes, the washable wipes, flush wipes that you really need. You've got headlight. So we're going to have our headlight. We won't need the lighter per se, but I never want to leave without it because you never know what's going to happen.
Well, it's great for so many options with the paracord that we'll get to in a minute. You can't have frayed knots, frayed lines. You've got to burn it somehow. So a lighter's perfect for that.
And then we have a ferrule rod. If I can get it to... So you'll have your ferrule rod. And I like to take that wherever I go. It's also got a safety whistle. So, if you need that, that's going to be there. So we've got that. We have we picked up some Fiskars pruning shears, $11 at Walmart. These are going to be the handiest thing where we're going.
Lifesavers.
Got to have these because everywhere in Georgia and Tennessee and Alabama have thorns everywhere. So definitely want that.
We've got those crucifixion thorns too. That's what I call them. They're this long. They will absolutely rip you apart.
And then we have another headlamp. Now the other thing is options for lantern that also turns into a charging port. But being stealthy, this is a little too bright. So we're probably going to not take this with us. Let's see what else we've got. We got paracord. We got our mics. Got another ferrule rod and knife. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. We got the tri-folding chair.
You have to undo it at the top, I see.
Yeah.
All right.
So you have the tri-folding chair, which you can have the hammock, set in the hammock as your camp chair, or you can have a tri-fold chair. So trying to get this in the bag that we're going to be taking is going to be the tricky part. And we have our breakdown fire. I also found another.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, another.
That's a good one.
Fire starter. We got the portable stove to boil our water, which we're going to be taking is the Stanley, because I've got to have my coffee.
Yeah.
But you have the Stanley, I don't know what this is, the brew. It's a French press pot and brew. So you can use this on your gas stove. Let me get my, there it is.
Oh, sorry.
This piece right here. Now this is what is cool. These slides around like that. We take these and fold these out like so. They spin here. Pot sits there. Perfect.
Voila.
So you can boil your water with that. And then you actually, with this one, you'll boil water. You'll put your coffee grounds in it, let it soak for 8 minutes. Then take this and you plunge the grounds down. And it pushes all the grounds to the bottom, bringing the coffee up to the top. And then you turn it. And of course, we got to make sure we bring our coffee cup. So we got that style coffee. We also have what's called a pocket rocket brew, where we can brew it, and it's a pour over. So you basically would not have the French press, just take the pot, and you get the stuff that your rocket brew and your mug will fit down in. So like I can pop this handle off, and then I can save space by using this like that. So that's an option. What have we not? Oh, we got the folded table. So we'll have the option, do we take a table or do we not? We have everything else. Now, here's the interesting part. I think we've covered everything we've got on this trip. So then we got to look at what is important to us. What can we go in? Because here's the challenge is to stealth camp this area, go in, set up, camp, and then cook. It's probably going to be dehydrated meal on this trip, and then snack or dessert, coffee, and then pack up and get out. So since we kind of teased it a little bit of where we're actually going. And I thought about this. Where can you, so you see the billboard camping. I wanted to do a billboard camp. I thought that would really be cool. And we're going to do that. We just got to find the right one. And then interstate median, definitely going to do one of those. The bypass loop, where you always got the ground welcome signs. We've looked at all those. But I got to thinking, you know, I know those are good, but where would even be stealthier? And when you see these, you think, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody on YouTube do it yet. I hope we're the first by the time. You ready?
Yep.
If you don't know by now, this is what the disguise is. Disc golf. Now, here's what's even cool. If you look at the link that's in the description, these bags were complimentary by Heiser Nation and Battlefield Outdoors. So we'll have a link to them here that's going to help us pull this off. But Hunter Lowry with Heiser Nation is helping with this challenge. And matter of fact, this is a Prodigy bag, and then you have a
Discraft.
Dynamic disc bag, and I've got the Prodigy bag, which is made right here in North Georgia. So it's actually pretty cool. So the challenge is you put this on your back, and you walk around the course, and everybody thinks you're disc golfing. But what if we took our hiking stuff, our camping stuff, and put it in the disc golf bag? Can we go through the course with our disc golf stuff on and then just walk right into the woods like we've lost our disc, set up camp, and then come back out? And no one will be the wiser.
No, I think we can do that.
I do think, here's the other thing we talked about, and I thought this was really cool. You have plate, and you have plate. What if we took our putters or our disc drivers, and that becomes our plates? So we can have a double purpose. And Hunter said, make sure you don't use the cheap plastic.
Yep.
You want the premium plastic. So that's going to be the trick. We're going to have our disc actually be our plate, so we're not going to be packing the bowl, so we can get rid of that. So we are going to use the disc, and we're going to have our spoons. Now, whether we use these utensils or the spoon, either one, we can only really have to take the spoon, and we don't need the fork and knife. We can leave those back, so we even save a little bit more space. Spoon and one disc for sure is going. These were just decoys. So let's set this out of the way. Now we got to look at what is going to make the cut. Where we're going, you have to have the shears. So we got the shears, and I'm always going to take a ferrule rod and a knife, just because that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to take, you never know. So I'm going to take this and my knife. These are so far our have-tos. All right, so let's get here, and I'm just going to do this for demonstration purposes to put this in. Now, this normally is where you would put your disc at, but I'm going to take it, and hopefully I'm not making too much noise in my mic.
Probably.
See, there's the problem. The fly don't want to fly. So we're going to have to fix the fly to where it will roll up and pack. So it's a must-have. And then I'm going to take a smaller version of this as well. So this is a must-have. Then I'm not going to do the table. I don't think the table's a must-have on this trip.
No.
We do have to boil water. The pot's a must-have. And the burner is a must-have. Okay? So these things here are must-haves.
Paracord is a must-have.
Paracord's a must-have. Mosquito repellent and the thermocell. Must-have.
And I've got the hunting style, the flat, it's not bulky like that. So we've got that also. It's in my other vehicle.
So we've got we got our thermocells. All right. We really don't need this. We've got headlamps, and we got our charging bank over here that's actually charging right now. Charges up our microphone gears and our phone, so I don't need the lantern. And I'll have the little inflatable pillow. That's going. And got to have my coffee So that's going to go. And basically, you look at when nature calls, the dude wipes, priority, got to go.
And the
Headlight and lighter, got to go. So now when you start making your list of what has to go, we don't need a sleeping bag, so that can go. We could use the chairs, or we can use the hammock. So the chair's not a have to, it's a luxury at this point. So we could actually put the hammocks and sit in the hammocks and then raise the flap up a little bit where we actually have like a front porch, and we can just sit in the hammock and do that. That's probably what we're going to do on the first one, so we don't have the chair. Now, we will be doing some camping to where we will have all this set up, and we will actually have some good camping areas where we'll actually just go get a camping lot, hang our hammocks, and then we've got a camper at Weiss Lake, so we may do some camping down at Weiss Lake. So we don't need the hatchets. We don't need none of that. We will need to go with our meals, spoon, lighter, striker, and that's really about all. Now, we have too rain gear. Technically, don't have to have it if we've got the tarps or our rain flies. So we could technically, as long as it's not raining while we're coming in and coming out, we could huddle up underneath the rain fly and be fine with that. Because of the time of year, we're not going to have any extra clothing, especially if I take a blanket. If not, I would use a thin jacket or something to sleep in and use that instead of a roll or bag, or I mean not a bag, but a blanket or a sleeping bag. The SOG machete, we're not going to have that since we got our Fiskars.
Yep.
And so really you look at, that's really all we have to have. And to be able to pack all this stuff up in our disc golf bags, and then we can remain stealth the whole time. And here's what I thought about. How cool would it be if our challenge was, how many disc golf courses can we pull this off at?
We've got 7 in our area, and I promise you we could get 6. The 7th one would be a little scary, a little sketchy.
But here's what's cool about this idea is every city has disc golf courses now.
Yeah.
So you could, if you love to disc golf, you can also stealth camp and vice versa. And if maybe you don't have this, these are not that expensive.
No.
And Heiser Nation, if you look at his channel, subscribe and like his channel, he can hook you up with that as well. So those are our options on this video. We hope we kind of gave you a little bit of a rundown of what we think is necessity for this particular trip. Now, it won't be that way on every trip.
No.
Some trips we're going to actually want to cook a whole meal. Well, he can actually cook some.
I can cook out on a fire.
Yeah.
I don't cook at home, but I can cook on a fire.
The steaks, we have steaks and onions that time.
I don't do onions, so it might not have been onions, but
I don't
yes.
know what it was, but it was
steak.
good.
Filet. I would cut fillets up, and
Yeah.
we would just put them on the little grill in 10 minutes.
Yeah, those were phenomenal.
From start to finish, they were under the pole barn at my house.
Yeah. So we've got that. So we will be doing actual camps and those kind of things when we're not hunting, when we're not fishing. Mostly we're going to do fishing, and we're not just bass fishermen, and we're not just crappie fishing. We're not just brim fishing or cat fishing. We fly fish as well. And I was tempted to show one of our videos from 2001 where we went fly fishing on Holly Creek, but you look so young. He probably looked 16 in the video. And I don't think I had gray hair back then, but
Yeah.
So that's kind of some old clips we'll show down the road, but we're going to fish out of kayaks. We're going to fish out of the John boat. We're going to be at Weiss Lake. We're going to be everywhere. So the name, the North Georgia Sportsman, I founded that in 1999, and that's because I live in North Georgia. The TV station I worked at was in North Georgia, and they wanted an outdoor sports show, so we gave them the North Georgia Sportsman. That's how it was named. So the way I see it, if you're in North Georgia and you love the outdoors, you are a North Georgia Sportsman as well. So we'll have some merchandise. Be looking for that. Don't forget, like, click, and subscribe. Share the video, and then each week is going to get better. So we appreciate you watching. Stay tuned, because the best is yet to come.